So, final farewell to a friend.
Aww.
Sit with him.
Sure.
Oh.
This was a fun game. I really enjoyed it.
Because to begin with, you were quite skeptical.
I mean, so there's stuff that I think that is there are a lot of things I've thought about this game. I bounced off it when I first played it because I don't like being lost at all, and I was very anxious in the first the first 2 or 3 hours we were playing. I was very anxious playing the game. So I'd talk to T afterwards, and I'd be like, I'm in like a cold sweat by the time I was in a cold sweat by the time I was done with the game, because of how stressed I felt around trying not to die, all that kind of stuff. But as the world kind of opened up and I got stronger relative to the enemies, I stopped worrying about that, and the game became a lot more enjoyable for me. So that was good. I think that there are problems with this game that I can see that I don't have because I'm good at the game.
Okay.
So having to run back after you die to anything and get back to where you were before, to not lose tons of money and get your soul back, all that kind of stuff. I can imagine for someone who's struggling with bosses and having to fight them over and over again would be very frustrating. And it's not necessarily a decision I agree with, because I don't think it's difficulty through frustrating and boring the player rather than difficulty through actually being difficult. And I don't like that.
I can see that, but I think perhaps the reason why it's that kind of design, because I mean, essentially that is sort of old school video game philosophy, isn't it?
Yep.
Everything was hideously difficult, and intentionally so, in order to pad out the length of the game, because you wouldn't really be able to fit in a particularly long platforming game. So by making it sort of almost ridiculously challenging, you would get that sense of accomplishment by creeping further, just slightly further than the last time you played. And for what it's worth, a lot of my memories of video games when I was younger, and I was a lot worse at video games. Some of my fondest memories come from video games where I would play the same sections over and over again, inching slightly further than the last attempt, and playing Hollow Knight actually recaptured that sense of accomplishment for me. More so than when I play Bloodborne, which has almost exactly the same concept behind it. The idea that you're never going to reach the boss on your first time through an area. You're going to get slightly further than you did the last time, then die, and then you learn from that experience and you do it again. Somehow it seems to work in Hollow Knight more so than in Bloodborne for me. And I don't know if that's because it's a 2D game, or if everything else about the game made the pill, slightly less bitter to swallow.
So I think part of it is getting around in Hollow Knight and moving in Hollow Knight is so good.
It feels yes.
It's less painful, or at least I think it would be less painful for people to go back because of that. I'm still very much in favor of the design where you have a save point before a boss and you just make the boss harder if you want the boss to be harder. I prefer that, and I always will. And it's also why, I didn't immediately go into the full boss rush again this time. Because, if there's something super hard at the end, then I'll do it on stream, sure, but I'm not really the kind of guy that enjoys, I lost 30 hours, I lost 30 minutes, 45 minutes because I died to one boss at the end.
I agree. I think,
So, that part, and that thing that I think is a flaw in design, or not a flaw in design, it's a design choice I wouldn't make and I don't like, doesn't affect me in this game usually because I don't die very much, so it just didn't bother me. So that was cool. Yeah, I think that in some ways I think the game puts the wrong foot forward. It's a bit like Mega Man X, right? Where
It all comes back to Mega Man X.
well, as I was thinking about this, and I'm like, so where did the game become something I started really looking forward to playing and not being stressed out about? It's about
When you realise it felt like Mega Man X. When you
Well,
got to
after I
wall,
got-
when you got to hug walls.
well, after I got the dash, mainly is what I was thinking about, right? The dash
Yeah.
and getting the wall jump, and so this comes back to Mega Man X because the early part of the game feels like playing Mega Man X without going to Chill Penguin stage and getting the dash boots first,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Which is not fun.
Yeah, and it's not great. And I think that the game puts a bad foot forward because of that. I think the Forgotten Crossroads are one of the weakest areas in the game because they're just a dank cave, right? When you first get to them, and they
Yes.
aren't particularly remarkable for the way that
I
they
think
work.
I think gameplay wise, the Forgotten Crossroads isn't the most thrilling. I think visuals wise, I don't think, again, it's not particularly remarkable. I think what the Forgotten Crossroads and the initial areas of the game rely on is the sense of atmosphere and the sense of mystery to tide you over until
Yeah.
movement becomes a little more, as you put it, satisfying.
And yeah, I've noticed, and this is true of me and not true of most other people, that atmosphere in general is lost on me. It doesn't work. If a game relies on atmosphere to tide you through something, then I'm just not going to get it and not going to enjoy it. I've realized this about myself.
Okay.
Once I got more into the game, right, I started appreciating it more, but at the start, when I don't have any investment, it doesn't work for me.
But clearly,
So that-
but I mean, when we talk about atmosphere, clearly there are things about games besides the gameplay that you do enjoy. I mean, when we say atmosphere, is it that when there is a by atmosphere, do we mean because clearly? Because I know for a fact that you're playing through No More Heroes 3 for a moment, No More
Yes.
Heroes 3 at the moment, and which I am extremely jealous of because my collector's edition has been delayed indefinitely.
Ugh.
Oh well, it's all right. But I know that you are finding, presumably, the general sort of style of the game. Aside from the gameplay, you're finding that kind of fun, aren't you? You're finding that.
Oh
kind
yeah,
of...
of course, right?
Yeah.
But that nobody would describe No More Heroes as an atmospheric game.
So would you
right?
say so? Okay. So would you say that atmosphere? Is it? Do you think it's more the sense of subtle world building
so?
and subtle atmosphere?
It is
Because games like No More Heroes will have a atmosphere. It's just a very, very bold and brash and lively one.
Yes. So, well, the thing is, right? You wouldn't describe No More Heroes as an atmospheric game. You describe it as a stylish game, right?
Okay.
Or
okay.
something like that, or
Yes.
stylistically designed in certain ways.
Yes.
Games which are typically described as atmospheric are ones that are about you being alone in an area and then absorbing the environment around you, right? And that's
Okay.
typically how they're described. That's how survival horror is described a lot of the time, as atmospheric.
Yeah.
Because you have that sense of isolation. That's how this game is described, because again, you've got that sense of isolation. Atmosphere, 99% of the time, is used in our common vernacular as a byword for the feeling that you feel when you're surrounded by a world that you don't necessarily understand, right?
Yes.
And you're alone in trying to discover exactly what's going on there.
Okay. Okay.
And that's every game I can think of that's been described as atmospheric does that, right? Whereas I told you guys very, very early on in this LP, I get bored and lonely in that kind of situation. I thrive on having characters to talk to, and learning about their stories as individuals, all that kind of stuff, and relating to them, and that's important to me and a huge part of gaming for me. And why I love RPGs, all that kind of stuff as well, because there are a billion party members and a billion NPCs to talk to, and I really like that.
And didn't you feel though? Didn't you feel then that whenever you came across a character in Hollow Knight, that you know they shone more brightly, perhaps for their rarity?
I mean, so to some extent, yes.
Whenever
right?
I came across,
So,
whenever I came across a friendly character in Hollow Knight, I was like, yes, a friend in the darkness. It made it so much more special.
I mean, so like, true of like Quirrell and Hornet, who have like story purpose and do things.
Yeah.
Less true of like that jobber who died in the arena. Who I
Don't be mean on Tizo.
like.
Tizo is UNAT. Tizo is UNAT if you weren't so good.
Maybe. But like,
I want to fight.
you know,
I want to fight. Dies.
So they do stand out. Don't get me wrong, but especially at the beginning when you're trying to hook somebody in, and somebody's like me, there isn't anybody to talk to for like for the first 2 hours of the game. You're alone until you get you talk to Elderbug, but you're alone in Forgotten Crossroads, and you're alone in Greenpath, and there's nobody to talk to in either of those areas until you get to Hornet.
Yeah.
And that's not bad, right? That's just a part of design that I don't understand and I don't enjoy, and that's fine, right? It's fine that other people do enjoy that and I don't, but that's my thought on it, basically. But broadly speaking, right, this game is, to me, carried very, very hard by how well it controls, how well it plays, how good the gameplay is in it.
Yeah.
And I loved, like, I would look forward now to playing this game every day, and I'd look forward to fighting bosses. I've enjoyed practicing Nightmare Grim, for example, a lot.
Yeah.
Less so Pure Vessel, but still, I had a good time with that, basically.
Well, so I think I'm probably the opposite in that whilst I did enjoy the gameplay, I think for me the number one thing was the atmosphere, the sense of mystery, the sense of uncovering, the mysteries and and delving into the deepest, furthest reaches of Hallownest and trying to work out what was going on. That was the thing which really made me think. Every day, I can't remember a game before. Well, okay. There are certain games like Gravity Rush, where I've, thought, God, I spend the entire day doing, other stuff and just thinking, I just can't wait to just get back and play this. And Hollow Knight for me is one of those games. It stood out to me at the time. It's just I just can't wait to spend time with this because I just want to. I want to explore. And the gameplay and the fighting was almost a secondary to that. I mean, very, 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 very satisfying, but it was more like what lies beyond the fight. That's what I wanted to. That's what always kept me coming back. Or the significance of the fight. So Sisters of Battle, like there was something about the mechanisms of the fight that felt sort of honourable and deep. I don't know. I loved it, but well, I think it's time that we leave Quirrell to our musings. So I think whoa. Let's talk to him one. Let's talk to him one last time. To live and age, yet remember so little. Perhaps I should be thankful. All tragedy erased, I see only wonders. Oh, I do hope we meet him again in Silksong.
I don't think I can speak to him anymore.
No, I think Quirrell is done. Quirrell is done, and so are we.
Right.
Okay, time to bring this to a close. Go and beat the Radiance again.
Let's go. What do I like having on Radiance? I don't really know. Oh, actually, I do know what I want.
Now we watch as Nat dies to the Radiance in an extremely embarrassing turn of events.
It might well happen. Like, I was in the zone when I fought Radiance the first time. I felt pretty great about myself fighting Radiance. I don't know. Radiance didn't strike me as too bad a fight. Like, it's not very fast, mainly.
No,
So-
I think your reaction times are such that the Radiance really won't ever pose you any difficulty now.
I hope not, anyway. It will be funny if I died. But yeah, I might come back to this and try and play Steel Soul at some point. Hey, I wanna...
La Fenu venido.
Thanks, Ornate. Some real Sicily support there. Zoom, 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 zoom. I like how during the fight with the Pure Vessel, only the Godseeker is present in the background.
Oh yeah, the audience is gone.
Yeah. Ornate is like, no, you may not dash splat into me. There's something a little bit tragic, actually, about fighting in the Hollow Knight after having fought against the Pure Vessel and won.
I know, right?
See, so the Pure Vessel can send out tendrils of void from its chest,
Yes.
showing mastery over the
Interesting-
void. Where
Interesting thing about Pure Vessel, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but when it uses stuff like the explosion attack, its eyes go orange.
Huh.
I think it
Ah.
does anyway. I need to check it on a frame by frame, but like I was pretty sure when I was looking at it on those frames that was what was happening.
Get down! Get
Go.
to the Radiance. I don't know if you ever realised, but I think I was probably trying to communicate it to you on more than one occasion. If you just don't do anything there and let Hornet struggle with the Hollow Knights, you get another ending.
Yes, I know. Well, I don't like Random.
So you have seen it.
Yes, I went to see it and I was like, so I don't want to do it.
Big on Moth.
Be gone, Ma.
I hate moths.
Why do you hate moths? They're hilarious.
Because they bloody eat my carpet and they eat my clothes.
Oh god. I might actually die. Oh, yep.
Whoa. Okay, you know. Okay. You know what? We're just going to wipe over that that last.
I wasn't
that last
really paying
attempt.
too much attention, to be fair.
Yeah, that's.
No, we're
you're
not
just-
wiping over that. That's hilarious.
If you're just joining us, this is our first attempt at the Radiance again, isn't it, Nat?
Yeah, of course.
That is a real Tizo moment. That is.
Oh, absolutely. But I told you, right?
Said it.
When I
meh.
fought Radiance the first time, I was like feeling myself
in the
pretty much.
zone. In the zone. I see.
I was very much in the zone, whereas now I'm a little burnt out.
Well, you stand at the end of a long and tiring journey, Nat. It's only natural. It's only to be expected. Stabbity stab stab stab!
This stack's hilarious.
What, because it's like the Hoppy Boy?
Yeah.
Then he just falls over onto you. Hey, blah.
Alright, come on. There we go.
That is definitely
Get
bug
in.
for don't screw up this time.
Yeah.
Ah, we skipped the
Don't
intro.
mess with
Okay. Seriously though, I mean, I'm a friend to all bugs. You know, spiders. You know, love spiders. I even feel bad about splatting fruit flies. You know, blue bottles. Okay, blue bottles and green flies and all those. I'll happily splat. But fruit flies. I'll cut some slack. But moths, clothes moths. if clothes moths were wiped out tomorrow, I wouldn't be terribly upset.
I'll take some healing, thank you. Go. Oh god damn it. Those ones curve? Whoop.
This is definitely not quite what I was expecting that.
Yeah, I know, well... Sometimes you just don't pay too much attention because it's been a while. And you spent all week learning one fight. Nope. Dicks. Oh, I got him, I think.
Free healing for goodness sake! Oh no, it's not.
No, this is the end, right? As long as I don't get hit by the laser, I'm
This
fine.
is the end!
Oh. And it's as much of a risk to heal at this point as it is.
This is the end!
There we go. Open its face.
Let in the dark.
Om nom 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 nom.
Chomp on my Persian rugs, will you? Never again.
Never again. And Hornet makes it out alive. Good job, Hornet.
I mean, quite what happens now. I mean... Well, looks like we won't be reminiscing about that flower with Elderbug anymore.
No. No, we will not. And all our friends can go to sleep now because they've done their job.
You gotta wonder what could happen to Hallownest after this. Like,
Yeah, I know, right?
could anything happen with the ruins? Does everybody who was infected become uninfected?
Who knows? Maybe.
And now, I think we can probably skip through the credits.
Okay. I don't know how, so we're going to watch the credits again.
Okay.
I'll have fun with that.
So yeah, that was Let's Play Hollow Knight Blind.
I kind of can't believe it's over. So this is not by hours, but by episodes. This is the longest LP we ever did.
Yeah.
And it's kind of been just like a placement in my life for the past 6 months. You know, every Sunday we come and I sit down and look forward to a little bit of Hollow Knight.
Yeah, I've never thought of it as, Sunday is LP, Sunday is Hollow Knight.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always been in my planner, Hollow Knight.
So where we go from here is we actually are ending in a relatively awkward place in that there isn't... We want to do Metroid Dread next. We want to do Metroid Dread as soon as it comes out, basically, because that seems like the next touchstone for this quest through Metroidvanias.
Yes.
And I'm really, really looking forward to it as well, and I really want to play it, and I really want to show it to all of you, so that's what we'll be doing. But it means that we finish this LP about 6 weeks out from that. So we initially thought that we'd do an LP in between, but that's probably not going to happen because there won't be enough time to finish
It's going to be very
before Dread
tight.
comes out. Yeah, it'll be too tight. So the plan is that I'm going to do some streams across when I would normally air episodes, I think, across the next couple of weeks, trying to beat God Home, basically, and trying to beat the Path of Pain. And we can see how far we get.
That's going to be something entirely. Your forte lies in combat.
Dogged
Nat.
persistence.
Dogged persistence, but dogged persistence, specifically in terms of combat. When it comes to horrible platforming challenges, I don't know quite how you're going to. I mean, well, we've already attempted some of the Path of Pain, and you've seen what it has to offer. But believe me, it gets worse.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. It's annoying that there's no save point in the Path of Pain, actually. I think that's probably a mistake, but...
Well, I feel like that would probably defeat the point somewhat of the Path of Pain, maybe.
Ooh. What? Oh my god.
Mr. Mushroom, he's the Herald. He's seen this kind of thing happen before, Nat.
Yeah.
Hallownest is just another kingdom.
I got the achievement Pure Completion.
Pure completion. Hallownest is just another link in the chain.
Well, there we go. So, firstly, and finally as well, I'd like to thank everyone for watching along, for commenting along, saying anything about the game. All your insight as an audience has been amazing to read through, and I look forward to being able to read through all the spoilers about the game now, because I've not been able to do that, and I'm really excited to see what people were talking about right at the beginning, for example.
A lot of it was, how can Nat miss this thing? But, yeah.
Also, a big thank you should go out to our patrons. The money that you've given us actually has now got me a mic upgrade coming soon, which is going to be pretty great, and we'll see during Metroid Dread, I think, which is awesome. And so thank you very much to all of you. I don't tend to hawk the Patreon very much, but if you do want to donate like a quid or something, you get early episodes, which is nice. And yeah, it helps us out a bunch, because eventually we get shiny new things that help us record better. And other than that, yeah, just thank you so much for watching along and following us to the very, very end.
We will catch you in the future. So, farewell. And thank you for watching. Let's play Hollow Nat.